Y'all, I read 3 books in November. That is probably the lowest amount of books I've read all year long. Let's talk about it and see why. Welcome to T Heart Books, or welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Love to have you as a book pal. And yeah, so guys, November was November was a hard read. Let's talk about our November wrap up. Let's do it. I set out to read, let's see, I was very zealous, probably overzealous. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had 6 books that I picked to read for November. And I thought all these were very good titles. I'm going to give you the titles that we have chose, because if you watch my TBR video, we used the TBR jar and we used the prompts and all that stuff. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Me and Lexa are cutting up in that video, and I'll link it below. But it was actually, I chose some good books. So one of the books I chose was The Reappearance of Rachel Price, Spell Shop, One of Us Knows, A Thousand Boy Kisses, The Match, and The Wedding People. So I'm like, these are going to be some really good books, right? Yeah, no. No, they weren't. So let me pull my Goodreads up, and so we can chat about these books, because I only got 3 of them done. Let's talk about The Spell Shop. Can we talk about that first? Because that one I actually DNF. So The Spell Shop, look at it. It's super cute. It's a super cute book. I saw it like, I first saw it in TikTok, and I saw it in Target, and then after I saw it in Target, I started seeing it on TikTok. I was like, okay, everybody's saying this is good, this is cute. Y'all, I think this book put me in a book slump, in a reading slump. I really do. It was so boring. I got to, and I tried, because I think I got to like 200 and, probably like 2, let me see, I marked it. I stopped at 234. I couldn't go anymore. I tried, and it was just boring to me. If you don't know what it's about, this book is about a girl named, look, I don't forgot her name, Kyla. Right, she worked at this library, the Great Library of Elysium. This is fantasy, and she leaves that town because that town was like erupted and all this stuff, or the city I should say, and she goes back home. And she goes back home with some books from the library. And she's got to figure out like how she gonna make a life for herself and all this other stuff. So she comes up with the Spell Shop, and she starts doing like all these little remedies or whatever for different things in the town. The town is kind of destitute, for which this is her hometown where she grew up in. And she's basically trying to build a life for her. She is very introverted and shy, and then she has her companion, which is like it's a plant. I think it's like a spider plant, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's like a spider plant. Anyway, yeah, Kaz is the plant, and they flee to go back to her hometown. Anyway, it's basically about her trying to build her life in her back home, where when she left, she was small. She had her parents. Her parents are not there anymore. Their parents are deceased, and so she's trying to build her life. She's trying to make friends. She don't really want to, but she ends up doing it. Y'all, I could not get through this book. I just could not finish it. I was like, I'm just done. So I DNF'd it at 234. maybe it was me, maybe it was the timing in which I read it, maybe, I don't know what it was, but at that point I was like, I can't do it anymore, I don't care anymore. And I think the writing was fine. I think it was just the pace of the story just wasn't there for me. So that's The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. The cover is beautiful. I think the premise of it was good. It was just the story just was slow. It was just slow. So that's that one. Now let's talk about the books that I did read. First, I think let's go with a high note. A high note is, let's talk about this. The Match. Now this one was cute. Super cute. This is The Match by Sarah Adams. Y'all, Sarah Adams, I think, is going to be an auto-buy for me. I'm probably going to try to start reading her backlog, but I don't care for the sports stuff because I don't know sports. Sports romance is not my thing. But this one is super, super cute. So this is about Evie. And she works at Southern Service Paws. This is a company that matches animals with people with disabilities. And so she has her service dog, and it is so, so cute. And so Evie meets up with Jacob, who is has a daughter who has a disability. And so the daughter kind of does a little match, well, not really intentionally does a matchmaking thing, but she wants a service dog. And so she kind of goes behind her dad's back, sets up this little meeting, and then look, sparks didn't fly at first. It was very awkward. And then as time goes on, not even time went on, after their first meetup, Dad felt bad, and so he was like, let me give her a chance and all that stuff. And so then sparks starts to fly. This is a cute book. I gave this 5 stars. The writing was good, the pace was good, it was funny. I loved Sam, the daughter in the book, and it was just cute. I liked it. I like Sarah's writing. It's clean. This was just super fun. I liked it. I gave it 5 stars. Alrighty. The next book that I read is The Wedding People. Okay, let's talk about this. The Wedding People was very different. This book, I've never read anything by this author, Alison Espach. This was a read with Jenna Pitt. So let me tell you, this book was about, it had a heavy topic. But this book was about a lady named Phoebe. Phoebe leaves home, goes on a solo trip by herself, ends up at this wedding where she's staying. It actually wasn't supposed to rent rooms out to anyone but the wedding party, but they did. And so Phoebe's there. She gets kind of mistaken, because all that's there is the wedding party, to be a part of the wedding. Well, she's not. And she ends up becoming acquaintances with the bride. And it just kind of unfolds from there. Phoebe, and I don't think it's, let me make sure I'm not spoiling why Phoebe is there. Okay, it's not in the cover, so I'm not going to tell you why Phoebe is there, but she's there. That's a spoiler, so I'm not going to tell you why. But she's there, like I said, she gets mistaken to be a part of the bridal party, and ultimately she actually does become part of the bridal party. So, but I guess it's more or less about people who are total opposites, want total different things, but yet want love, acceptance, friendship, family. Did it carry on a little long? It wasn't too long of a book. 360 pages. I thought this was good. I think I gave it 3 stars. I liked it. I didn't care for some of the language in it, but for the most part, it was good. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. So pick this up as your own will. I thought it was cute. I did. It was cute. The writing was good. The story subject matter I thought was important. And so, yeah, I give it 3 stars. Okay. The last book that I did read is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Let's see. This book, this is by Holly Jackson. I gave this 3 stars, and I'll tell you why. It was super long. It was super long, and I did not like anyone in this book. This story is about, I forgot the characters, Belle. This story is about Belle, her mom Rachel, and her dad in this small town. This is not a spoiler, but Rachel disappears, and then they're filming this documentary about her disappearance, Rachel's disappearance. Belle is Rachel's daughter. Her dad, he has agreed to do this documentary, and Belle is like very kind of, I pictured her as kind of being a little rebellious, but I don't even think she was rebellious, not to say that, because she doted on her dad. She loved her dad. She loved her family. But she was almost like outsider type things. That's what it was giving me. And she just didn't want to do the documentary, which I can understand that. But the reasons why her dad did the documentary, you'll see it in here. I get it. However, nobody was likable. I did not like Belle. I did not like the dad. And then Rachel comes back, which is the reappearance of Rachel Price. Rachel's back and trying to figure out why she left, what happened. I will say that the mystery was good. The mystery was good. But it took so long to get there, and it's over 400 pages. I don't think it needed to be 400 pages. I think it could have been good at around 325. I really do. Because it was almost like it was just trying to find reasons to stretch it out. And I like Holly Jackson, and I know it's like a slow build with her books, because I read the the Guide to Murder one. But yeah, sometimes, even if I know it's a mystery, I want to root for somebody, and I just could not. I could not root for anybody in this book. Everybody was just, I didn't like them. So I gave it 3 stars because, one, I did like the writing. I did kind of like the mystery, and I'm a Holly Jackson fan, so I gave it 3 because it was just meh. It was good, but yeah, definitely could have been less than 400 whatever pages it was. Okay, now these 2 I did not get to. I actually think I might unhaul this one because I've tried to read this and I just don't really have a desire to read it. So I don't know. I'm thinking unhauling this. And this one I just couldn't get to. This one was on October's books, to be TBR. Then I put it on November's and I didn't get to it. But I do want to read this because I do think it's going to be good. So I'm holding on to these 2. That's One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole and 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. So we'll see. I did hear that this is good, but when I started this one last year, I think, when I got it, it was just, I don't know, it was a little awkward because it starts off with them being young, like children, and then them kind of growing up. I don't know, it just seemed weird to me, but we'll see. We'll see if I unhaul it or not. I think there's a book 2 coming out with that one. But, so, here are the books that I read for November. And I will say that November was probably like the not so great books reads for me for November. But, you know, all in all, I did get 1 5-star book out of it. So, I love that for me. All right, let me know if you have read any of these and if you plan to read any of these. All right, guys, until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to someone else, and read you some good books. Bye.